second quarter. Cherokee Joy continues to stalk second, and 3 lanes further back, Mischievous G got him sighted in third. And then it's Shady Girl underway from the back of the pack. It's a Sweet Dough. We got a battle shaping up. Cherokee Joy and Justin Weiss popped the pocket and now cleared to the lead. Cocktails to go back to second. 4 lanes, Mischievous G being hustled along third. And Sweet Dough on to be fourth. Shady Girl trails. 3 quarters and 134 flat. Cherokee Joy, Justin Weiss, the lead is 4. Cocktails to go, chasing second. Mischievous G way back third. Sweet Dough finding her best stride late. Top of the stretch, Cherokee Joy less than an eighth of a mile to the line. Cocktails to go second, and that's all she's going to be. Trotting up a storm on the front end here, Cherokee Joy. Cherokee Joy, the race winner. The 2, Shady Girl, finished 5th. The 3, Sweet Dough, is 3rd. And the 4, Mischievous G, finished 4th. The 5, Cocktails to Go, was 2nd. The fractions opening quarter 31 and 2. They went by the half in 103 4/5. 3 quarters and 134 flat. Time for the mile 203 and 2. From the top down, it should read 153 4 2 on the bottom. The time for the mile was 203 and 2/5. And get them out for the second. We're looking for Ever Hopeful G, Fawn Day 1, Wind and Water, Fortune Forecast, Smooth as Silk. You can bring them right on up for the second. And now we'll get a little taste of Tom and Randy. For the second race of the afternoon. This is the second of two divisions of the Pennsylvania Sire Stake for 2-year-old trotting fillies in Group A. They race for a purse of $5,375. Number one is Ever Hopeful G, owned by Wendy and Drew Chellis, Holmesdale, Pennsylvania. Drew Chellis drives. The two is Fawn de One, owned by Sarah Bolin, Houston, Pennsylvania, along with Eli Byler, Glen Campbell, Pennsylvania. Kyle Bolin will drive. The three, Wind and Water, owned by Brocious Racing Stable Incorporated, Rochester Mills, Pennsylvania. Tony Shadle picks up the drive. The four, Fortune Forecast, owned by Richard and Regina Beinhauer, Venetia, Pennsylvania, and it is Aaron Johnston at the wheel. Running out the field, number 5, Smooth as Silk, owned by Greg and Sue Callahan, Chicora, Pennsylvania, as well as Nicole Setsafand at Chicora, Pennsylvania. Wayne Long gets the drive. 5 2-year-old trotting fillies. They'll return to the top of the stretch. They'll score once in front of the stands, and then it's right to the gate. Motion. From the rail out, that's Ever Hopeful G for Drew Chellis, alongside Kyle Bolin guides the 2, Fawn de One. Runway 3 comes Wind and Water for Tony Shadle, alongside Aaron Johnston guides the 4, Fortune Forecast. Out on the rim, Smooth as Silk wearing the 5 for Wayne Long as they move off the turn. They're all in line. Gate wheels into the stretch. 2-year-old trotting fillies sired here in the great state of Pennsylvania, revved up, ready. Sweet start. Wind and Water in the center track, hustled away alongside Fortune Forecast. These two dive into the lower bend together. Ever Hopeful G comes away third and now goes off stride. Smooth and Silk comes away in third. Fawn de One right behind him in fourth. And trying to regain her composure is Ever Hopeful G. We're into the backside, and Tony Shadle got a handful of Wind and Water up here. Right on her bumper second, Aaron Johnston and Fortune Forecast. Snug as a bug in the rug. 5 lanes further back. Smooth as Silk being stalked by Fawn de One and far back to Ever Hopeful G. 30 3/5 for the opening quarter. Wind and Water pounding it out here for Tony Shadle. Dream Trip second. That's Fortune Forecast closing the gap third. That's Smooth as Silk, followed by Fawn de One. The trailer is Ever Hopeful G as they move off the turn up in front of the stands the first time. Wind and Water up on the front and marching right along here. Fortune Forecast got her sighted in. Closing the gap third. Smooth as Silk being nudged along fourth. Fawn de One. The trailer, Ever Hopeful G. A half, 101, 2/5, midway around the lower bend, final time, Wind and Water. Tony Shadle sitting chilly in the bike. Fortune Forecast stuck like glue, and maybe 5 lanes further back, Smooth as Silk third. Losing contact with that one, falling to one. The trailer is Ever Hopeful G. Midway down the backside, final time, Wind and Water up on the front. Fortune Forecast revving it up in the pocket second. Closing the gap third a bit is Smooth as Silk, and then it's falling to one and Ever Hopeful G off stride at the end. Midway around the final turn, Wind and Water let every step of the way. Still leads a tight length on Fortune Forecast, who takes to outside. Wind and Water turns first, center of the track, powering up. Fortune Forecast gaining ground with every stride. Wind and Water all out on the inside. Fortune Forecast trying to get to her. Here's the line, tight. Fortune Forecast up in the nick of time. Official winner of the second race, wearing the green saddle pad, number 4. Please welcome Fortune Forecast. 2-year-old Bay Filly by Fordham Road out of the good mare Fast Reaction. Owned by Richard and Regina Beinhauer, Venetia, Pennsylvania, trained by Rick Beinhauer. And driven to victory in the time of 2:01 and 4/5 by Aaron Johnston. Results of the second race official: the 1, Ever Hopeful G, finished 5th. The 2, Fallen de One, is 4th. The 3, Wind and Water, finished 2nd. The 4, Fortune Forecast, the race winner. The 5, Smooth as Silk, finished 3rd. Fractions opening quarter 30 and 3. They went by the half in 1:01 and 2. 3/4 in 1:31 1/5. Time for the mile 2:01 and 4. From the top down, 5, 4, 2, 1, 3 on the bottom. The time for the mile 2:01 and 4. In the barn area, you can get them around for the third. We're looking for Adult Swim, You Be Rockin', Speed Hungry, Honeymoon Trail, and Rollaway Beth. Once again, Adult Swim, You Be Rockin', Speed Hungry, Honeymoon Trail, and Rollaway Beth when you're ready. Now back to Tom and Randy.